Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me already, my name is Azure Santos. In today's video, we're doing another unboxing of Madam Glam's gel polishes. Now, this collection is a new collection, Soul Alchemy by Alma Kostorakis. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, and if I'm not, I apologize. Again, if you've been watching my videos, you know my pronunciation is just not there. So we're going in with the perfect red. Now this is a very cool red. It's not super warm and it's just a perfect red. It really is, and I guess that's why they named it the perfect red. Now this collection is a symphony of beauty and mystique, and I just love that. I love the meaning of this collection. But this is the second color, Ballerina. It is a perfect neutral color, and it was just perfect for what I wanted to create. Now, I will be creating a character in this video, so I am excited to share with you. I'm so excited about this, and it was not what I had in mind when they sent me this collection. I did choose these 4 colors because I just love these colors, and it really just radiates me and everything. Like it's just full of life, full of love, full of beauty, and I just thought it was gonna be perfect. Now these products are vegan. They're 21 free formula from most toxic chemicals, cruelty free, and produced with respect for the environment. Now this is the third color that I chose. It is Riverwalk. I apologize for it not focusing in the video. Sometimes it takes a little while for the focus to get right. Now this is a white, and I do love that the polishes have the color, like the correct color on top of the lid. Is just like amazing, because sometimes you don't know if the color is going to match the little swatch that it may come with or that's on the bottle, but you can actually see that it is the exact same color as the label on top of the bottle. So this is a perfect pink. Now this is perfect right now for what's the vibe of the month of July. And if you don't know, it is Barbie. Now I don't create a Barbie look with these colors, but it was just like a perfect color, and it just gave me all the feels, and I'm just so excited. Now I know I mentioned Barbie, but this is not about Barbie whatsoever. This is a different character, but I just had to throw that in there because it's just the vibe of July. So I go ahead and also grab my other polishes from Madam Glam, which is the top coat and the base coat. And then I also grab the black pudding gel polish that I got from the previous collection. I just had to, I needed, if I was going to create any character, I needed this color black, and I was so glad that I had Madam Glam's product to go in line with this collection as well. Now, as you see, I did get the tips already prepped for me. I buffed them and I filed them. Now, if you know me, you know I love press-ons because I do want to be able to create as many looks as I can. So press-ons are my go-to. So this is what I'm doing. I'm creating a press-on set for me that will last me forever if I take great care of them. So of course I go ahead and grab the mini UV lamp because I will definitely need that. So I go ahead and grab that, and I apply the base coat on all the tips, and then after I do that, of course I will go ahead and cure it for 45 seconds to 60 seconds. Now if you want, you can apply 2 coats of the base coat, but I only apply 1. But I know I've seen previous press-on nail artists that apply 2 coats. I apply just 1. This is just what I like, what I'm used to doing. So that's what I do. So I go ahead and grab a lint-free wipe because I want to remove that tacky layer, because I am working at 1 nail at a time, and that base coat does have a little bit of a tacky layer. So I just remove that because again, I am working 1 nail at a time for this video. At the end, I do 3 nails at the same time, but the first 2, I'm going to be showing you 2 different techniques of an ombre look that I will be doing to start the character look that I am doing. Now, again, I'm gonna say this over and over again that I'm just so excited about this look because today character that I'll be doing is a little bit of a challenge for myself, but I'm so excited because these colors from this collection is just perfect for this character. Like, this is Toadette. If you're not a Mario fan, I mean, who isn't? But this is Toadette. It's like little Toad's girlfriend, and I was Toadette one year in Halloween, and when I saw this collection and these colors, I was just like, I have to create something cute, fun, and I was just like, in honor of me being Toadette one Halloween, I will be doing Toadette today, and I am just so excited to start this process. Now, I did speed up the video as much as I can because it is a lengthy video and it will be a little chatty, so I apologize ahead of time. I really hope you stick through this whole video and see the process of me creating this amazing artwork on this nail set, because it is just like one of my favorites and it's a challenge for myself. So I'm excited. I hope you enjoy this video. And as you see, I go ahead and start with the colors I want for that ombre. Now in the picture, if you saw the picture, it's more of like a dark pink, but I obviously want to use red. And I love the outcome of how it came out. So this first technique, I'm just applying the polish on the tip. Now I wish I did go ahead and apply a base coat with ballerina, but I didn't. And you learn as you go. Again, this is my first time really doing ombre, so it was a learning process. Now I did watch previous YouTube videos and I truly wish this first technique, I remember what creator I got it from. She did like multiple techniques in her video. I just googled ombre techniques on YouTube and her video popped up, and I just really wish I remembered who she was. But I go ahead and try this technique for the first time. Now I believe this is my second time doing ombre. I apologize. I did do ombre on a different look before, but this is my first time trying with the blending brush technique. So I go ahead and just swipe, and I swipe for a while. So this technique does take a lot longer because I am trying to blend those two colors together. And as you see, I do have a little tissue to wipe those colors off because I am blending three different colors and I don't want anything to bleed into the other color. Now pink and red could bleed into each other, but I don't want that red to bleed into the white and pink. So as you see, I do have a little napkin to wipe, but you don't see the acetone that I have in my small little cup, my little glass cup that I put my acetone in. But as you see, I'm swiping, and if I would have did this in real time, this would have been a 7-minute process. And this is all in honesty, like a 7-minute process of just swiping. And I go ahead and cure that for 45 seconds and apply it 2 times. And this is it with 2 layers. Now this process, I believe I did it 2 times. I might have did it 3 times. I apologize. Now this is the second technique I am doing, and this is the more faster technique. Now if I did have that ballerina base coat on the nail tip, these would have popped a lot more, and I might not have needed to do more than 4 to 5 layers of the stamping process. Now this is a makeup sponge, if I didn't say that already. And this technique, I remember who I learned this technique from. Her name is Slave by Val, and her name fits because she slays her press-ons, and she showed, well, I learned this technique from her YouTube page, and I just love this technique. It's very easy, very simple, and I'm very thankful for her not keeping any techniques from the YouTube creator content creators. Sorry, I messed that up, but you know what I mean. I'm thankful for her always sharing what she does, because she really wants other people to learn from her, and I am so thankful to her. And if you're watching Val, thank you. Now I will be adding her to the description below because I do remember who I got this technique from, and I do subscribe to her. So I wanted to share this technique with you as well if you don't know this technique already. Now I do go ahead and use the bottom of the makeup sponge just to blend that pink and red a little bit more. And what I'm doing is like using my little cuticle just to remove my cuticle pusher with the sharper end to remove any hair or lint that I have on the nail, because sometimes with my makeup remover I tend to get like lint on it, and this is because I did not leave it in the bag that I purchased it from. So if you do buy makeup sponges to use to make ombre, please keep it in the bag. I'm learning from my mistake. So this will avoid having any lint on that makeup brushes. So I go ahead and just, if I see that I need to apply another layer, I'm going to apply more polish to the sponge and just apply, stamp that on the nail. And as you see, I love it. I love how it's coming out. It was a lot faster than using the blending brush that I had. And I do about 4 to 5 layers of this. Now I am putting the sponge in the UV light so it can cure a layer of the polish, and this was a tip that Val shared on her page. And this is so that way the polish, you're not wasting too much polish when you're putting that polish on the sponge, because sponge will soak up the product. So this is a little tip that she shared and now that I am sharing that helps with not using so much product. Because when you use sponge, it soaks up a lot of product, and we don't want to use up all our products, if you know what I'm saying. So again, I go ahead and apply 4 to 5 layers of this, and I cure it in between each layer. So if you're loving these colors so far, this collection has more than 4 colors. They do have other colors, but these are the 4 colors that I did choose from that I knew was just going to fit me perfectly. Now, if you're interested, I will be sharing a link down below in the description of my video. And all you have to do is follow it and introduce the coupon code at checkout. Now that coupon code is Azure35, and I will also share that in the description below. Now that link will take you directly to the website, and then you'll apply that coupon code and it automatically activates. And at checkout, if you don't want to become a VIP member, just pay as you go. So I hope you go ahead and purchase this collection, or even a few policies from this collection, if you find this video just as amazing as I do. And I hope you continue watching so you can see the final results of this character, because I will blow your mind. Now, it's gonna look a little crazy in the beginning, but I promise you, if you continue watching, you're gonna see the final results of the character. Now, after I go ahead and cure that, I go ahead and just apply that technique to all 3 of the rest of the nails, just to make this application a lot smoother and faster. Now you do see that the white is a little bit longer, or has a little bit more color than the thumb, but I do fix that in the end, because I realized that the white just was a little bit more showing than the thumbnail. But I kind of do this process again 4 to 5 times, and I just wish I would have applied that ballerina base coat in the beginning, because I might not have needed to do 4 to 5 times. You might even need to do a little bit more than that if you don't like how it's coming. So I did speed up this video because, again, it is a lengthy video, and I apologize again and ahead of time that it's going to be a little chatty, because I want to walk you through the character making of Toadette, and I'm going to be trying my best to do that. Now I do grab a buffer, and I am buffing out the top layer of the nail, because when you use a makeup sponge, you do get like little bubbles, and when you buff it, it helps remove those bubbles or those bumps. Now this is a tip that I got also from Slayed by Val, and I thank her again so much for this tip, because it makes the nails look so much smoother and so much more blended and more, just look at them, I just love the outcome of this ombre look. And at the end, once I make that character and apply that top coat, it just comes out so beautiful. So if you don't know this tip already, I suggest you use this tip at the end of your ombre when you use a makeup sponge, because it just makes it just look so much prettier. So I go ahead and grab my painting little tray, painting mixing tray. Now this I did get from, not the brush, but the little tray I did get from the dollar store. It comes in a pack of like, I believe 6 for $1.25. Now I go ahead and apply that ballerina color gel polish to the palette, and this is what I'm gonna use to create the flesh of Toadette. I'm going to use this to help start the process of her dress and her face. Now I am using a super thin brush, and this brush I did get on Amazon, and I'll add that in the description below if you're interested in this brush. Now I start with the shapes, sort of. When I paint, I never really started with one thing. Well, I do start with one thing, obviously, but I never thought about shapes. I just kind of start where I think would be the best starting point for me. Now I know a lot of artists, when they start with their artwork, they start with shapes, and I never realized that I actually do that. As you see, I started with this shape. Now it's I don't even know, a oval, like half oval shape, and then I go ahead with like a spear. I think it's a spear. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I'm sorry. Or it's like a half triangle, not a triangle. It's like a triangle without the pointer and more of a rounded bottom. Okay, let's try this again because my headphones just keep cutting off my voice and not getting any voiceover, and it's very frustrating. But anyways, we're gonna get right back into this. And I know I said spear, but it's actually like a cone, an upside down cone without the tip. And that's the shape that I'm creating here, as you see. And as you see, I am using a flat brush. I do have a little acetone, like a cup with acetone in it. And this flat brush just helps me create like straighter lines, because I have a little bit of a shaky finger, not too much, because as you see, I am using my pinky for balance and stability, and this definitely helps when you're creating any artwork. You want to have like something that your finger is gonna lay on to have any stability, just to create smoother and straighter lines. It's just something that I do all the time, and notice that it does help when creating artwork, and that you do the same thing when you're creating artwork on a canvas. Now I'm just applying all the colors. I applied Perfect Pink, Riverwalk, and I'm also going in with Perfect Red. I'm just applying that to the palette just so that way I have it accessible, easily accessible to me when I'm creating this character. Now I'm also using that black pudding gel. Now again, this is not from this collection, this is from a different collection. So I'm just adding a little bit of that to this, because I only need a little bit of black, because the black goes a long way, and I'm only using this to mix colors for shading and for outlining. Now this is so important when creating a character and using it for outlining, because that outlining of the character is really gonna make those colors pop and show the character. This is just so important to have when creating any characters, and you'll see that in the end how it just makes the character come to life. Now I'm going in with that Perfect Pink and creating the toad part of her head, or the mushroom part of her head, and going ahead and also doing little balls on the side of it, and then extending it to the other nails, the ring finger and also the index finger as well, because I want her pigtails to just kind of stand out as well, and not just have her in one finger. I really wanted to utilize all the tips when creating this character, so that's what I go ahead and do. I'm just outlining it first, and then once I have that outline on the nail, I go ahead and color it in, kind of like a coloring book. You always just, it's always easier when you kind of start with the outline and then coloring in, because if that outline is not where you like it, you could just go ahead and fix it, and it just makes it easier, because if you already have colored it in, you have to like go ahead and just wipe a lot more, and that's just more product waste. So as you see, I'm creating a small circle on that ring finger, and then I'm right next to it, I create a larger circle. Now this is the pigtails. I mean, they're not pigtails because it's not hair. I was calling it like pig balls, which makes no sense, but it makes sense to me. So I go ahead and do that on the ring finger and also on the index finger. Now making circles is so hard. You don't see it much on camera, but I do use that flat brush to help creating a better circle because my OCD just kicks in when something is not perfect. So I have to make it as perfect as I can. So that's what I do a lot off camera. Now, I'm not curing in between of the head or the pigtails. I am just working really slowly and intricate where I'm making sure I'm not touching any of the tips. You see me touching the pinky nail, but there's no wet polish on that. So I'm just working really slowly, making sure that I'm not touching any wet area where I mess up anything where I have to start all over. And again, I do speed up the process just so it's easier for me and easier for you guys to watch. I apologize about the angle. I am working and learning in the process of doing this with you guys, for you guys, but I hope you can learn from this video. And if you have any pointers or tips, please let me know in the comments below. I appreciate anything, honestly. I wish I could just pop up like a picture of Toadette so you can really see what I'm doing. I know I shared the picture previously of it, but I wish I could just have her up so you guys can see the process of me actually what I'm doing, so that way you can see the picture. I feel like the bigger picture helps with right now because it just kind of just like doesn't look put together, but I promise in the end it all comes together. You have to start somewhere for the bigger picture to show, if that makes any sense. But again, I'm working really slowly because I haven't cured anything and there's a lot of wet gel polish on the nails, and I just want to make sure that I don't touch that. So that pinky finger helps with like stability and helping you just stay in that area that you're working in. So once I have that all filled in and all how I like it, I know the focus is not perfect and you can't really see the circles as much, but I promise once you have that outlining, it's just gonna come all together. So we're just gonna cure that for 45 seconds. And then we're gonna go in with that perfect red and we're gonna create that jacket. So we're just applying two like thin triangles to each side. And I know it doesn't look like nothing right now, but once we apply that lining of the jacket, you'll get to start seeing the picture. So now what I'm doing is creating that jacket that you saw. I'll add her again so you can see. She has like this little vest on. It's not so much of a jacket, it's like a vest. I'm going in with like two triangles on each side. They're little kind of like slanted triangles. They're super small. I would say they're thin. Going in with on both sides. And they don't have like a pointed, it's not pointed, it's more of like a square top, like a flat top of the triangle. And I go ahead and do that, and once I do that, if I see anything that I need to clean up, I go ahead and do so. And then once I like how it looks, I go ahead and cure it for 45 seconds. Now the jacket does have gold, but I'm not doing gold lining, I'm just doing the white lining with the Riverwalk gel polish. Going in with that and creating a thin line just to outline that vest of hers. I'm sure if I did gold lining, it would have looked good, but in the end, this came out so cute. It came out perfect and just looked good, and I was just satisfied with how it looked. So once I do that, again, if it needs any like readjusting with, if I need to get the line straighter, I'm going to go ahead with those flat brush and fix it. And now I'm going in with circles on the top of her head. She has one in the middle and then one on each side, and I'm going with a full circle in the middle and then half circles on the sides. And then I go ahead and cure that. And if I need to fix the circle, again, I go ahead and do so. And that flat brush helps me through this whole process of creating Toadette. I know this video is a bit lengthy, but with editing and speeding things up, trust me, this video probably would have been 2 hours. I was on these nails pretty much all day, so it probably would have been longer than 2 hours. So my camera battery wound up dying, and I went ahead and added the circles on each of the ends of her little pigtails, and did a little bit of lining. Now I didn't want this lining to be too harsh to start with, because I was just trying to get like that picture and try to see where it was coming, if it was coming together, if I needed to fix anything. So I just did like a really light lining, and the way I did the really light lining is I mixed clear gel polish and the black gel pudding gel polish, mix those two to create more of a lighter look and more softer. And then now I'm going to mix a shading color. Now I want to add some depth and shading to the pig balls and any areas that in the picture that I was having as reference had some shading in some areas, so I wanted to create the same shading in my nails. So I go in with some pink, some clear polish, and a little bit of black, and that's going to help me create that shading color that I need. I don't want it to be super pigmented, so that's why I'm going in with clear to help lessen that pigment up, if that makes any sense. And it just worked out so well. I love it. I didn't want it to be too black. I wanted it to have still that pink undertone, so I go ahead and grab a little bit of that pink, the perfect pink, just to create that shading color that I was looking for. So I go ahead and do that and start shading in the areas that I want shade. And as you see, you can somewhat see where the shading is just like it's creating depth within her little pigtails. And I love the outcome. I love how it turned out. If I didn't like it, again, you just kind of mix the colors until you like what you're doing. And if you want a little bit it to be a little bit darker, just add a little bit more black, but not too much. You want to work your way into that shading. So less is more. And with shading, it just creates depth and the character. It just makes it pop more. It brings out the highlights and areas that you really want to showcase. So that's what I really appreciate with shading and doing this. It really just worked out the way I wanted to. And again, this is something that it's new to me, working with gel polishes. Now I've worked with acrylic painting, colors, but just doing this with gel polish, this was something that I was kind of learning through the process of it. And in the end, I was successful and I was just happy with it. So I go ahead and cure that once I'm satisfied with that side of the shading, because one side had more shading than the other. So in the end, you'll see that I add a little bit more shading. So right now I'm going in with her dress. So I'm going to pick up some of that perfect pink. Now, of course, I am using the same brush, but I am cleaning it in between the polishes. So I'm going in very slowly, and I love this brush because it's so thin and I can get really precise in where I want that gel polish to be. So as you see, I'm not, going over any of the other gel polish colors. I'm just sticking to where I want that perfect pink to be in, and is for her dress. So I'm also keeping that smaller, like not half, it's more of like a crescent area of like her bottom. It's kind of like her skirt, or maybe her like little shorts. Yeah, that's what it would be, like her little shorts. I want to keep that little small area like white because it's just like it's her little shorts. So I'm going in, I created like a little bit more of a grayish color, so I go ahead with a little with like white and a little bit of black, and I make a gray and just to give it shading, because it's not going to be so white. Again, I'm just trying to add a little bit of depth. It's like I can't even say the word, but I know you know what I mean. So as you see, I created a little bit of shade, gray instead of white on the bottoms, just because I don't want to be that main focus. And when you have too much white, sometimes it can just be the main focus. So that's what I was trying to do. Now I'm going in with the black gel putty, and I'm gonna create her eyes. So I'm just grabbing the ball pit end of the brush and kind of just dragging it, because you want like a line, but not a straight line. You want more of like an oval line. And then she's winking on one side, so I go ahead and just make a little ball. And if it's not perfect, I go ahead and fix it, because it has to be perfect. If it's not, then I don't like it. So I do the winky eye again, because the ball just was creating too much of a big circle. So instead I just went ahead and just grabbed the brush part and created that circle, not the circle, the winky eye. Once I was satisfied with it, I cured it. And this is where everything really starts coming together. I am grabbing a light, I barely touched the white with the ball pit, because I just want a tiny little dot in her eye of white, the river walk, just to give that spark, because we all have like the little sparkle in our eye, and that's what I went ahead and went to go do. And here I'm creating that small little white line on the bottom. It's like the trimming of her dress. So as you see, this is all coming together, and I'm just so happy, because at first I was just like, oh my goodness, I'm not gonna like it, or it's just not gonna come out the way I want it, or I'm not gonna get it as close to the picture as I would like it. But in the end, I was just so happy, and I hope you're liking how this is coming out, and I hope you find this useful and helpful if you're trying to create any characters, or even create this character. But I hope you like the outcome that's going. So right now I'm creating the mouth, well, the color of the mouth. So I'm creating a little bit of black and red. I put a little bit too much black, so I'm just grabbing some more red, and because I just want like a deep like maroon, because she's gonna have depth within her, like her mouth, because she has the tongue, and then when you open your mouth, there's depth, so you want to create a depth piece. Actually, I thought I was working on the mouth. Instead, I'm working on the shoe. So I was trying to create like a brown, I guess, and it wound up being a little bit maroon, so I apologize. I went too ahead of the video, sorry. I think I do end up using that same color for the mouth, but here I'm just trying to make the shoes. I don't have brown, so I was trying to make something that looked as close as possible to brown. I know it doesn't look like brown, but I promise you, in the end, they look pretty brown. Her shoes look pretty brown, and they have a lot of shading going on in the shoe as well, and you'll see once you continue watching this video. And for those who are still here, I truly appreciate you. I appreciate your support, and it would mean so much to me if you subscribe to my channel. Now, as you see, it does look a little bit of like a maroon color, but I promise you, in the end, it turns out just the way I want it. And I go ahead and kind of, for the shading, I do the same thing that I did with the shading around the pigtails area. I did like add a little bit of clear and black, and I think that's what helped create it to look a little bit more brown. So again, now I'm working on the mouth, and I am outlining it now with black. As you see, I just want to get the lining of the mouth first before I start working on the tongue and the depth of when you're opening your mouth, if you know what I mean. So that's what I'm doing, and if it's not to my liking, again, I will go ahead and adjust it. I want it to look like she's like half smirking, because she is winking. So you always want to make sure that like you're getting that little smirk on one side, but not too much of a smirk. So that's what I'm perfecting here. As you see, one side has a little like line just to create that smirk. And here's how it looks so far. It's literally coming together, and I'm just so happy with it. I go ahead and grab that perfect red, and I make her tongue here. And I realized that like doing the black, like coloring it in fully with the black, you can't really see that red. So I had to go ahead and mix white and perfect pink to create more of a pink, like so that way you can see her tongue. And I think that's what created the depth. And as you see, I'm just kind of mixing in colors, going around, and here is where I start, like, you know, adding more lining work just to make it pop more, because I'm just like so excited with how it's coming. So I'm adding line work, and it's just coming together, and I was just so happy and excited. And as you see, it's just looking so pretty so far. So I go ahead, once I like the lining or the outlining of it, go ahead and cure it. Now as you see, I went ahead and made the lining a lot deeper so it could stand out a lot more. And as you see, I'm working on the shoes, and as you see that they don't look maroon, they kind of look brown, just because I added that shading. That shading really made it work, and it actually looks like the color of shoes. So I was just so happy with the outcome of that, because I was a little afraid that they was gonna look too red or too maroon, but in the end, her shoes look like shoes. Like, how cute is she? She is just so cute. Once I like line her, and you know, it really brings the character to life. I'm telling you, the line work truly brings the character to life. And here I'm just perfecting the lining, because again, I said it has to be straight. If it's not straight, I will go over and over again. And remember to use your pinky for balance and stability, because you want to make sure you don't touch anything. So once I'm satisfied with all the lining, as you see, she is just done and perfect. And I am just not done, because I still have to do the hands. Almost forgot, like she's just handless at this point. So I went ahead and started doing the hands off camera. I'm sorry that I did that, but I just needed to focus, because the hand part was probably the hardest part of the whole look, because I created little fingers. I know she may not have little fingers, but I was like, I have to give her fingers. Even if the fingers are not perfect, I was like, she has to have like little fingers, because she needs it. She's just so cute. And I didn't really have any photo in reference of her holding her hands up like that. I was just kind of going of like trying to think, okay, how would her hands look if she's like kind of holding her thumbs and her hands kind of slightly open. So that's why I had started off. And I had to work super slowly doing this, because I wanted it to be as good as I can get it. And as you see, I'm not in the best angle, and I think that's why also I got most of it off camera, because it was really hard to get that on camera while I was trying to look really close. Because when you're doing characters, you're just literally the nail, you're trying to stare at it from really close. And I apologize that I didn't get the angle correctly. I am learning and working, and I apologize, but I was just doing the lining of the hands. And again, I have to work super slowly when I'm doing the lines, because I don't want to mess this up. Like, and again, you can fix it because everything else is cured, but I want to get it right the first time and not have to constantly go back and fix it. As you see me doing, I tried to just really work slowly, but in the end, it just comes out so cute. Her fingers are just so cute. They're her little stubby fingers. I hope you're all enjoying this video so far. Let me know if you are, and let me know what's your favorite Mario Kart character. Did you guys see the movie? And how did you like it? I know I'm super late with Mario Kart because it came out a while ago, but I just recently watched it probably a month ago, so it's kind of more new to me. But I'm just so happy with how Toadette came out. Like, look how cute she is. She is just so cute. She looks so happy, and it's just kind of reminds me of me. Like, it's just so cute and playful and vibrant, and these colors are just so perfect for her. I'm so happy that this brand decided to collaborate with me again, and I was able to choose these colors and create such a beautiful piece of artwork. Now I'm going in with a clear polish so I can create a star. I want to create that, like, that star from the movie or even from the game, obviously. So I'm creating that star, and I know you can't really see, but once I add the gold chrome, which is not from Madam Glam, I did purchase it on Amazon, but I go ahead and use my gold chrome because I was like, I need to have this star on the nail. So I go ahead and do that and grab my silicone tip and just smear it in. Now, if you feel like it's just not smearing the way you like it, what I did was just clean it off and kind of reapply another layer to do it again, because once you clean that area off with alcohol, it's really hard to apply chrome on top of that again. But once I get it in and I love it and I'm satisfied with the goldness of it, I go ahead and add the eyes and the stars. And I am using the ball pit, and I'm creating the same thing, using the same technique that I did with the eyes for Toadette. And if I need to use my brush, I'll use it just to clean up those lines or just create more of like a straighter line. I apologize on the angle again. I know it's just I'm trying to be focused and look really close. But as you see, look how cute the star came out. So cute when you add that river walk to the black. It just makes it really pop and just gives that nice shine. So now on the thumb, I didn't want to leave it plain. I didn't want to leave it without anything. So I decided to do Toad. Just the little icon of Toad. I didn't do like the whole character. I just do like the small little icon of Toad. So I go ahead and do the same thing the way I created Toadette, but instead I start with the top part of the mushroom and I create that half circle at the top, color it in, and then I go ahead and grab like my brush, my flat brush, because I want to create more of an oval shape underneath, and you'll see here because it's looking too oval for me. So I go ahead and just, as you see, grab the brush and just clear that area up so that way I can add the little face part of Toad. So that way the mushroom looks like it's kind of around it and not just on top, kind of like a hat. So I go ahead and grab ballerina and create the face. So with Toad's icon, all I need to do is add the eyes and the circles on the top of the head and outline it, and then we have Toad icons. There's not really much to this part. It is super easy and it was probably the easiest part of also this look. But it just makes it so much, like, this set so much more beautiful. Like, I am so thankful that I was able to create such an amazing set of nails using this collection, Soul Alchemy. Like, I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you got something from this video, and if not, I'm sorry. And just let me know in the comments below, what can I do differently? I literally appreciate any input. Let me know if I'm too chatty or if the video is too long. Please let me know in the comments below, because if you don't tell me, then I won't know, because I think it's all great. And as you see, the circles are in, and it just looks so pretty. Like, I literally am so obsessed. Now I'm going in and lining the circles as well, just to make it pop more. I know I didn't outline the circles in Toadette, but in the icon you want to outline the circles in the icon rather than the whole character. I just feel like Toadette didn't need it in her circles. Now this is the final look of the nails, and I am so, well, not the final, because I have to add the top coat. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead once again, but I just wanted to show you this is how it looks without the top coat, and it's just so pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that top coat, and once I add that top coat, I will cure it for about 60 seconds. But again, thank you all for sticking through this lengthy video, and I hope you like this video. Again, subscribe to my channel if you have yet to subscribe, like it, and press that bell button so you know when that next video will drop. And now this is the final look. The top coat truly put the whole look together. The ombre looks so beautiful. I am so happy with this. So happy, and I can't wait to put them on. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Now let's put them on. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the press on nails. Now I just did the sticky tab method, and if you want to know how I did that, I'll add my other video in the description below so you can see it. But this is how it came out. I am obsessed. I love the outcome. She is so cute. Now I also did the other hand, but I did use other colors, so I didn't add it in the video. But look how beautiful Peaches is. Like, I did that, you guys. Like, she is so stinking. Like, I really challenged myself with this one. Now again, I did use other colors, so I didn't add this look into the video until the end, but whoever makes it to the end, you'll get to see this. And I hope you all enjoyed the video of Toadette. Like, how cute. Look at that star. Look at her. She's so cute. Look at her fingers. Let's wait for it to focus. Look how cute she is. And again, look at that ombre. All right, thank you guys so much for watching.